Hello everyone, it's Point here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can learn JavaScript basics, and you'll be able to learn these basics, and then in around 2 weeks time, which is basically the recommended time that it will take you to learn these basics, you'll be able to go on and you'll be able to work on many things like Discord bots, Gametest for Minecraft. There's a lot of things you can do with JavaScript, right? JavaScript is a good language for your first language to learn, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly what tutorials and how to set up and you may use those tutorials to be able to learn JavaScript basics. So we're going to get in the video now. Make sure to leave a subscribe and leave a like. It will help me out a lot, guys. Thank you. By the way, I'm going to be doing more tutorials. This is just my first one. Alright, first you want to go to codecademy.com/learn/introduction-to-JavaScript. The link will be in the description if you want to click on it, but the link is up here if you want to type it. So first what you want to do is you want to go to sign up, and you want to put in, random email. By the way, I don't care if you see my email, password's kind of complicated. Tutorial email 123 at subscribe.com or subscribe, whatever, and then you just want to put random password. I mean, obviously you don't want to put a random password or random email, but this is just, as a test. And then now you want to, you make sure you gotta follow the quota, and then you want to sign up, and then once it's done signing up, you go to start. You navigate, you don't have to say a password, you navigate to start, and then what you do, it will tell you the, what it's going to be about. Welcome to Learn JavaScript. What you will learn in this course, you will learn these following skills. You will learn how to implement JavaScript data types, built-in methods, and variables, which are probably the most useful things in JavaScript. Then you will learn how to use conditionals to control the flow of a program in JavaScript, construct functions and pass data through them. Once again, very useful. These are some of the best basics you can learn to go on to create many things. But here's just a disclaimer, guys. Going through this will not give you enough JavaScript knowledge to be able to code anything. You have to follow more tutorials. I advise CodeLyon on YouTube or WornOffKeys if you want to do Discord bots. I'd recommend Smell of Curry if you want to do Gametest for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Their links will be in the description. The next step is identify global and block level voice crack. Imagine that. Identify global and block level scopes in JavaScript. Use arrays to store lists of data. Very useful. Use loops to execute blocks of code multiple times. Use iterator methods to simplify the process of looping over arrays. Very useful. Use the ES6 object syntax to model real-world items. All of that stuff, very useful. You guys can read that on your own. What will you create? You'll be creating, basically, there will be projects you create to be able to help you learn it even more. So Codecademy is different than the other ones. It's a lot more user-friendly than, let's say, W3 schools, right? Alright, start next lesson. First lesson, B, what is JavaScript? Here you go. You guys can read that on your own, but that's basically just showing you the introductions and stuff like that. Alright, you go to next, and then the console. The console is basically like your piece of paper. You write it, and then when you click run, it executes the code in this control panel right here. Alright, so for instance, if you wanted to type console, if you want to type console.log, this console meaning it will do it in the console, and then .log, I call those attachments. It's an attachment, so .log is an attachment. .log, it logs it to the actual console. And then you have to put parentheses, and it auto puts parentheses for you, but you have to put them. And also you want to get into the habit of putting semicolons at the end. And then what you want to do is you want to type quote marks. That means it's a string. A string is basically like, a word or something, or a number. And then you want to type subscribe to, basically I'm just putting an example. And when you click run, it says subscribe to your Birth Network, right? Very simple. By the way, I'm just going to do the first lesson with you guys. And then you could also just log numbers. See, numbers don't need they don't need string numbers, but you can use strings. Basically, if you were not to use the quotation marks, it will log it as an actual number. If you log it with quotation marks, it logs it same as a letter. Alright, the letter won't have any mathematical value. The next, now that step's done, you want to go to the next line and write another console.log to print a different number representing the amount of weeks you've been programming. So you want to do console.log, and you want to do quotation marks. And then you want to go to the end and put a semicolon, and then you'd want to put how many weeks. I'd say I've been coding for around I'd say 15 weeks, right? And then you, oh yeah, if you were doing a number, you could just put the number. But if you were doing a string, like with words, I'd do this. I have been coding for 15 weeks there, and then you click log. There you go. Huh? Oh, with this, you actually have to put the actual number. So, 15. My mistake, guys. And then now, on to the next one. We got 7 more. Comments. Comments are basically a very useful way to write either instructions, words, anything you want to tell the person viewing your code. You put this, and then they'll be able to read it, and when you put the comment symbols, it doesn't actually execute that code. So it's a good way to blank out code as well. So the first one, add a single line comment that will comment on a single line. Yeah, this is the basically, it also shows you images and how to like do certain things. So that's why I'm saying Codecademy is very useful. This is actually how I learned how to code JavaScript. So for the first one, on line 1, write a single comment. So line 1, we just selected it. You want to do // and then you want to type, which initiates a 1-line comment. Opening line. There you go. And then you'd want to run it and watch. It does not say opening line. And then single line comments are great. Alright, so it's basically just telling us a multi-lined comment. Bottom. So at the bottom 6. Okay. So then you would want to do, you want to do a slash, and you want to do that, an asterisk, and then you want to do a asterisk and then a slash. So that. Huh? Use multi-line comments at the bottom 6. That's what I did, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Hold on, someone's calling me. Be right back. Alright, everyone, I'm back. So now, once you've blocked out, you don't want to block out the whole thing like I did. Wait, no, actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Maybe yeah, I did have it right, where you block out from number 3 all the way to number 10, right? There we go. Alright, so number 4 is data types. Data types, you know, number, string. I basically gave you the rundown of this, but there's ones I didn't tell you about, like Boolean, which is true or false, basically. And you don't use quotes, alright? Because it's not a string. And then there's null, which means 0. Basically, guys, I'm just going to be giving you the rundown of these. Null equals the absence. It doesn't mean 0. I got that wrong on my part. My bad. Null means no value. It doesn't mean yes or no, and it doesn't mean 1 or 0. It just means none. And then there's undefined, which means, for instance, the value or the variable it wasn't set to 1, or it's basically similar to null. Then there's symbol. We're not going to worry about these. And then there's objects, right? Alright, so the first one, it says log the string JavaScript. So if you've listened to the last segment, console.log, which is the attachment log, and then use quotes. You have to use quotes for when you're typing a word. JavaScript. Alright? Make sure I'm recording. Remember what happened last time I did that. Alright, and then put the hyphen at the end. And then you'd want to click run. There you go. And then on line 2, you would log the number 2011. Alright, I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to do this. And then I'm going to do it, alright? So, there you go. You logged the number 2011, hopefully. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to do it. Console.log 2011. Oh, no. What was that? 2011. It said log the number, not log the string, so there you go. Alright, line 3. Oh, my bad. Alright, it's line 3. It says print woohoo I love Code Academy to the console. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds to do this. Or you can just pause it. Either one works. Alright, so right now I'm guessing you have it logged, console.log, and then you want to make this a string because, yeah, it's words. And then you could just copy and paste this, honestly. There you go, run. There you go. I keep forgetting, but you gotta do it. Line 4, print the number. Alright. There you go. You could just pause it if you're gonna do this. I'm no longer gonna do the breaks. Alright, then. I'm guessing you have it logged already, so console.log, and since this is a number, you do 20.49. There we go. And then there you go. Now we go next. Oh shit, oops. My bad. If you guys don't want to cuss, this channel does use some cuss words, so. Arithmetic. Oh my god. Arithmetic operators. This is basically math. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and remainders. Alright, remainders is basically percents. The first 4, yeah, so I'm going to give you guys an example on my own. So console.log, for instance, if you wanted to log, let's say, your math problem. You have a math problem that's, you're in the 3rd grade, and it's 50 plus 293. What you would do is you would just do that, and then there you go. It would multiply it. I mean, add it. What else? But then you could do multiplication, which multiplies it, and then you could divide it. Oh, my bad. There you go. That's division, and then there is a remainder symbol. 50. See? And then now you could also do 50% of. So for instance, if you want to do 50% of 100, let's just give this an example. Basically, if you had the problem 38,929 times 4,356 divided by, oh my bad, divided by 56. It would do it. See, that's how they make calculators. And then now we're going to get on to how to round these numbers up. Alright. So it says the first one, it wants you to, inside of console.log, which is basically, we already have this, add 3.5 to your age. So, for instance, my age, I'm 15. If you would do my age, 15, plus 3.5, it will give you 18.5. There we go. And then on a new line, write another console.log. Alright, so console.log. There you go. And then take the current year, 2022. Hopefully, maybe you're watching this in 2023 or 2024. If so, hi. Can you please tell me what's going on? Did Putin invade Ukraine? I want to know. Alright, 2002. Subtract 1969. Alright, there you go. 53. It's been 53 years since the moon landing. Alright, create another console.log, and then console.log. Inside the parentheses, divide 65 by 240. So you want to do 65 divided by 240, right? There you go. And then it equals out to that crazy number. Alright, and then finally, console.log, multiply 0.2708 by 100. Huh? Oh, multiply. I didn't, my bad. There you go. And then now we're next to string, I cannot say the word. This is basically you can add strings. This is very useful in some situations. I'm going to admit I've never really needed to use this, but it's still a good thing to use, especially if you're adding words with variables. Alright, so it's basically, you can see the example right here, you're adding words, you can add spaces and stuff. Alright, it's like regular math, you can add chains. Alright, so you would want to write a console.log statement. By the way, pause if you want to do this on your own. Pause, read the instructions, and then come back when you're done. Alright, I'm guessing that you're done now. And now you want to add the strings hello, and then look, you have to go out of the string quotations, and then you'd want to add another word. You'd want to add world, right? And then add a semicolon, and there we go. Hello. See, doesn't have the space. And then you want to make a second one. So console.log. You want to do hello plus a space plus world, and then now look, hello world. See, there you go. Fairly simple. By the way, guys, I'm just saying this now. I recommend highly that when you see me doing these, you pause before I give you the answer so you can do it on your own. This will save you a lot of knowledge. I can't believe I said it. This will help you a lot more. Alright, properties. Basically what I call attachments with dot length. Alright, so let me give you an example. So console.log, let's say I have a string that consists of 5 letters, world, right? You would do dot length, dot length at the end of it, right? And it will console.log, it will log the world, but it will log the length, 5 letters, right? Use the long length to log. Alright, so let me just copy this right here to make it save time. There we go. You could really just do that. Alright, fairly simple. And then now on to the next one, methods. Methods, they involve methods that can change your code. Like uppercase starts with, alright? So let me just remove the comments. You can read these, pause and read these if you'd like. But we're just going to skip these for now. Alright. Let's look at each line. Alright. So, to use the method, log the string, CodeAcademy in the console. Alright. So, you see CodeAcademy. Pause here, and I want you guys to make this whole string right here capitalized using the to uppercase method. Alright. Alright. Now, I'm guessing that you've done it now. If you have not, you probably should. So you want to always make sure you do it right outside of the string lines, or it will be counted as a string. You want to see what happens if you do it wrong. So if you were to do to uppercase without that, it will count as a string. See? Let me just remove this. Oh shit. Alright, what you can do is you can just slash that out. Alright. And then, but you have to remove that and then put it to uppercase right here. And then it'll make the whole thing uppercase. See? Oh, my bad. Alright, I see the error. You have to put an empty quotation marks, parentheses at the end. Alright? You always have to do that for when you're using these methods. CodeAcademy, see? There you go. Huh. Why did I just lose connection? Make sure my recording. Sorry guys for checking this a lot, but you know, worst thing ever is when you lose a lot of video. Alright, and the second statement, first, you could just, honestly, here's a good method for you guys if you just want to empty out like an entire, for instance, if you have a whole different thing, a bunch of them, you could just highlight them all and then click the slash. Oops, my bad. You could do it, and you can do tab, which tabs them all, you see? And then you could do slash to get rid of it, but we're not going to do that in this example. Right now we're just going to erase this, and then there you go. So right now we want to do the remove white space. So remove white space is basically, it's the attachment dot trim. Guys, my bad. This is why it's very important. You have to have the parentheses. Alright guys, there we go. Hopefully you paused and did this before I did it. Remove white space. There we go. It removed the white space. Alright, this is starting to annoy me when it's doing this with the connection. Alright, built-in objects. Built-in objects are, for example, things like where you can auto-program math. So, for instance, if you want to log, let's say, a random number, alright, you would do math.random, do that, and then it will log a random number. It will log a random number between 1 and 0, and I'll tell you why. It has a parentheses because, not parentheses, it has a decimal because it wasn't told to do only whole numbers. See, because this right here allows it to only do 1. But if you were to put a multiplication sign, and then you would basically put 5, it would go between 1 and 5, but it will include decimals, right? And then now you could do, actually you could, shit, let me check. Sorry, I'm such an amateur. You could put another parentheses, and you could do, well, yeah, you gotta remove this. You could do math.floor, and then what that will do is it'll, gotta do something wrong. What did I do wrong? Math.floor. Supposed to. Oh, my bad. You have to add another one at the end. Alright, guys, I'm sorry about that. There we go. I'm so sorry about that, guys. What I did wrong is I did math.floor. I was supposed to add a second one, but I wasn't supposed to add one right here. I'm sorry, guys. That is my fault. Don't hate me for that. Please. Alright. See, it did a random number that was a whole number. See? Math.floor. What math.floor does is math.floor rounds it as a whole number. But think of this right here as a 1, and it is 1 times 5. And so what that does is it grabs a random number between 5 using math.random, and then it applies it with math.floor. So math.floor is in front of math.random, so it floors the random. Alright? So if we did math.round, same thing. Basically, see, it's the same thing, right? But math.floor is preferred. And then there's math.seal, which, as you see right there, basically does the same thing. Alright. So now, it wants us to console.log. What it wants to do is right now is it wants us to, let me scroll down. Alright, console.log, create a random number, and then multiply it times 100. So pause the video right now and do this, and then come back when it's done. Alright, guys. So now that you have done that, it is time to go on to the next step. By the way, guys, if you stick around to the end of the video, currently we're at the end of the video, if you didn't know. If you stick around, I will be doing a giveaway in my Discord server of 3 months of free Nitro. So my Discord server will be in the description. But also, like this video and comment if you want me to continue going through Codecademy and doing it with you guys. Alright? So now that you've done your instruction, this is how you do it. So it wants us to create a random number. So math.random, and then we have to do this, and then it wants a random number between 100, so you do 100 right there. So it grabs a random number and it multiplies it times 100. There you go. Sorry for keep checking, guys. Alright, and then now use math.floor to input a whole number. So now, basically, okay, so we already did this. Math.floor, put one right there, erase it, and then put one right there. That's how you correctly do it, guys. My bad for getting it wrong. So if you were confused about that math.floor when I did before, this is how you do it right here. Console.log, parentheses. You put the math.random inside parentheses, then you put math.floor inside of it with the parentheses inside of that. It's pretty complicated, but once you get it, it's fairly simple. Alright. If I'm talking too fast, or if you guys have any other complaints or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm very new to these type of videos and making them, and it will really help me out a lot, guys. Also, hopefully my mic isn't messing up and being too loud. Alright. So now, next, it wants us to find a method on the JavaScript math object that returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to the decimal number. Alright. So now what it wants us to do is it wants us to console.log. It wants us to return the smallest integer greater than or equal to the decimal number. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. So it wants us to go to the JavaScript math object, say right here, and then wants us to find the smallest or greatest to, it wants us to find the smallest integer greater than or equal to the decimal number. Here's a little cheat you could do. Smaller. Math.seal right here, see? That's where you find it. You can just do Control F is how you do that, by the way. Alright, and then so we do math.ceil, and then we input our number. 43.8. Alright, there you go. There we go. Use the JavaScript documentation to find a method on the built-in number object that checks if a number is an integer. Put the number 2017 in the parentheses of the method and use console.log to print the result. Alright. So basically what this wants us to do is wants us to put the number 2017 in the parentheses of the method to print the result. Okay. So it wants us to find a method that has the number object, check if the number is an integer. So what this, all it really does is, I can show you guys right now. So if you guys want to do this, go ahead, you can pause. Alright, now that you've done it, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So 2017, so it just wants us to do, put the number 2017 like this, and then you'd want to do dot is number. Oh, my bad, I did that wrong. Huh. Did I put the right, I put the wrong number, that's why. My bad, guys. Use the right number method to check the numbers in the integer. Check the integer stuff. Parentheses of the method. Oh, my bad. It's not an attachment, that's what it is. Alright. Actually, I might actually have to go to here. Is number dot. Oh, I see. Alright, my bad, guys. Kind of rusty on this. Number dot is, see, number is equal to console. Basically, number is something that could have attachments, right? And then is number. No, my bad. Is integer is one of the things you can add. Integer. Alright. And then if you had 2017, should work. There you go. My bad, I'm so sorry for that, guys. Alright. Now next, this is the last one we will be doing, alright? Review. Review is basically, it's just reviewing everything that we've done for this first lesson, right? So right now we got how to log, we got comments, we got data types that include strings, numbers, booleans, null, undefined, symbol, and object. We got numbers without quotes. Then we got strings wrapped in quotes or double quotes. We got built-in arithmetic symbols, which is basically mathematics symbols. We got plus, minus, multiply, divide, and percents. We got objects with the dot lengths, which I basically call attachments. We got objects like to uppercase and is length. No, not, my bad, not is length. And we got math, right? Math.random, math.ceil, math.round, math.floor. That's basically our review. Alright, guys. Up next, we will have to set a weekly target of how many days you want to learn a week, alright? For instance, you would want to do around 5, and then save and continue. Next lesson, we will be doing variables, guys. So if you want to see more of these videos, please comment below, and we will do variables next. Alright? If not, we'll just leave it at this, alright? I will see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about the stuttering and the voice cracks and me not knowing what to do sometimes. I'm very new to this, and I hope you guys can actually understand that. Alright? Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.